Hello everybody, it's Ophelia going from Atomic Monsters. I'm going to do a video for my Nath deck. This is for competitive. Um, I had somebody asking me specifically for this deck list after on one of my YouTube videos where I showed some play of it, and I told them I'd get along to doing a YouTube video for it, and now we're getting there. Now, this was built prior to the banning of Flash, so I'm not sure if this is going to need any changes. I also have been tempted to try some mutate effects in here and see if any of them are any good. And I'm not going to add them for this deck tech yet. I'm going to do testing with those first. But I think, for instance, Gem Razor might be better than Null Mage Shepherd, in which case I also might test. I think Boneyard Lurker is really, really good, as is. Uh, there might be an argument for Cavern Whisperer. And I think Great Horn is good. So I might see if I can find slots for each of those. But what you're looking to do, this is a Stax deck. You're looking to get a combination of Stax effects out to lock people out of the game. And some of your primary targets are going to be Chains of Mephistopheles, which is a card that if you're going to play it, you really need to learn how to play it. It's tricky. Even with this proper wording, it's a really, really hard card to use. But basically, you can lock people out of having a hand if you have access to an envelope buggering and then you get their hand empty. Once their hand is empty, if you have both chains and envelope, people can't draw cards because even at the start of their turn, whatever cards they draw is just going to get discarded and they're just going to mill. This is one of the reasons why I want to start running possibly some mutate effects, because there's actually ways of working around this card disadvantage on yourself, potentially, which is very useful. By being able to return stuff from the graveyard with Boneyard Lurker, for instance. And it might even make Auspicious Derrick's good, I'm not sure, but I think 6 is a lot. Something... you want an Abundance will help you get out of your own lock. Abundance avoids Chain of Mephistopheles completely and is absolutely brutal with Sylvan Library. You have some value packages with Yawgmoth and Vindictive Vampire. However, your primary win conditions are going to be either Finale or Torment. We're running Grafdigger's Cage. So you're looking for Finale, probably most of the time going to be looking to grab something not out of the library, but out of the graveyard for Finale. But it's just an arbitrary X spell, and you have lots of bodies that should kill people. And you have stuff like Smallpox. Waste Knot's really good. You just literally just lock people out and gain a lot of card advantage while they can't do anything. And it's a lot of fun. Azuri is also another win con. It's effectively a second Finale. You just pump up all your elves. But I'm running these in 1 versus 1 right now. This is a multiplayer competitive deck, but I'm currently doing all of my deck techs on 1 versus 1 just simply because it's faster. Multiplayer can be a really long format. Even on a fast game in less than 4 or 5 turns can take forever. And this way I can usually get at least a couple quick 1 versus 1 games to really test the deck and show people how the flow works and what to keep and stuff, what the deck's looking to do. We're just looking, it doesn't matter what we face here. We're just looking to see the flow of the deck and what choices you want to make and such. If you want to actually test it in competitive, then you can catch me on Twitch or on my Discord, which should be links for those down below. We're Okay, I'm really... I keep doing that. Used to be if you just click a deck in here, it'll automatically select it here. For those interested, that was my Godzilla deck, which is also a deck tech that was I just recorded today for this. That was more of a casual deck. But yeah, I want to do a second version of this deck and test out the mutate package in it and see how it does. Some stuff that I finding really working really well in here. We have Vicious Rumors, which makes everybody discard a card, and it also mills people. And Burglar Rat's really good. Collector Oof and Null Rod package plus Karn should shut people's artifact ramp out completely. I was considering running the... I'm having a total brain fart here. Death Cloud. I was considering running a Death Cloud in here, but I'm not sure it's necessary. You want to be able to match up a Waste Not or a Chain with a Dark Deal for value. And also Contamination will lock out most decks. Oh, this is pretty good. So we can get oh, actually, no, this is bad. We don't have access to black. If I had a swamp, I could first turn Chain and Shrieking, but I don't have it. This is better. Cage is really good in this match. All of this is good, so I'm going to actually bottom the Diabolic Intent. Yeah, Grafdiggers is really, really good against Toshiro. I actually had the Snow Elf that makes colorless mana and the Slaughter the Bird of Paradise, but I kept finding there were situations where that was messing me up. Where I would try to get a contamination down and couldn't. Next turn, we're probably going to go Cage Oof. I haven't seen a Toshiro deck in ages, so I don't know how this is going to match up against this. But because it should have a lot of like creature removal. This will make them use their top. Now, if I play the Elf here, I would have had the mana for Nath next turn, which would have been great. but there's a fairly good chance that I just would have lost a bird and elf. And I'm going to sacrifice a bird. Because this oof is just good against this dun, 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 dun. That's fair. Play out the lawnmower elf. Fun magic trivia. Llanowar Elves is actually an anagram for war on all elves, and it's literally war on all backwards. That's my dog asking for dinner. If we see any mana artifact ramp, I'll probably return the collector oof to my hand and replay it. Otherwise, I'm probably slamming down Nath. I actually need to undo my auto yield because I'll have to decide. I may want to send Nath to the discard pile and just reclaim reclamation nut. Black doesn't have many ways to deal with enchantments, so I should be able to get my Nath back easy. There's like one card that does it, short of colorless effects. Yep. Let him go to the grave. If they don't have an answer to Grafdigger's Cage, I've cut off their like entire strategy. That's why it's in here. There's just a lot of stuff it just shuts off. back to oof. Return to Nature is such a solid card. Has such a great improvement to naturalize to the point that like it's playable. Not that naturalize is a bad card. It's just so situational. Dude be ramping. One, two, three. If I draw a land, I can put Nath back into play here. That's not great, but I have this to get rid of it, and they can't activate the treasure tokens, so that's okay. That's like literally nothing. So we're hoping to draw a mana source. Sort of. And we'll just keep up this back to nature. Actually, may have been better to keep up mana so I could end step return Nath. That's my bad. But we're probably just going to blow up this Revel. If they play a board wipe, I'm literally going to do it in response. Just get that off the board. If they get rid of Oof, it's just way too much card advantage for one. Not going to attack with the Oof. I worry about possible flash effects. No advantage for me to do it at all. It's actually kind of a clunky start, honestly. Oh, that's good. Karn is I feel underplayed. I can now use creature removal on artifacts, kills off mana rocks, gets me back a lot of pieces that get exiled, and it's a lopsided null rod. Freya, stop it. That's my dog. Oh, you want your oinky. My dog wants her after dinner snack. I was in the wrong there. They should be just casting that rather than letting me have elves. That's a good card. Now we just attack with everything. They can't do anything. They could damnation or similar. Okay. Sack a couple elves. I don't mind going to 19. But that's probably correct of them to play that there. Actually, did I attack with my Bird of Paradise last turn? I think I did. That was weird. Sent a message. Short of a damnation, there's not much they can do here. Hatred. Rankle. So we're going to turn this Soul Ring into a creature. Yeah, I had lethal. I know. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not sure on Rankle. Been testing it. But I think that would be one of the slots where the mutate effects go in. I'll do one more after this. Don't think this was a very good showcase. Didn't show enough of the things I think that this deck wants to do. One of the power of Stax is it amplifies bad play. Makes people make extra decisions that if they're not prepared to make them, it's just going to amplify their mistakes. This is a good hand. I'm going to first turn this Overgrown Tomb. Probably not play the Crypt. One, it gets shut off by Null Rod if I draw it. Two, it's literally just there to ramp out Null Rod. Playing that in case I want to play a turn 2 Lily. This is a very casual deck, clearly. But this is a good hand to showcase this deck. Yeah, if I draw Black Source, yeah, I'm just going to kill that. I'm going to discard the Cutthroat. Because I can get it back with Revival, so I value Revival higher. Oh, that's a good reason to value that higher. If they could try to reanimate that, I'll just make them draw that again. Lots of ramp. This will be good here, actually. Torment doesn't do anything, so I'm going to discard it. I want to keep this. I'll literally get back anything I need. This way I can get the Deathrite Shaman in play. One, two, three, four. Yeah, this would be only a Torment for 4. This is actually an example of a pretty good hand, though I'd like to draw something like some sort of card advantage or uh, chains. I'm going to strip out the Savannah. that's what this deck wants to do. Didn't get to showcase off how powerful and useful uh, chains is or anything like that. But if you wanted to like see this deck played one-on-one or like in person, you can catch me on my stream, and I'll play it like anytime anybody wants. I'm gonna make an alternate version and test out mutation effects in there. And if I find that I like it, how it runs, I may do another video on that. Anyways, that's it for me today. That's Nathborn Killers, my Nath Stax deck. You all have a great one.